I'm reviewing 100 queer movies in 2026. For my first movie of this year, I chose The Living End. This is a 1992 drama directed by Gregg Araki. If you've been following my reviews, then you know that this is the fourth Gregg Araki film that I've reviewed so far, and it's the fifth that I've seen. So I'm really deep in his queer filmography, and I actually only have one left to my knowledge. At 34 years old, The Living End is his oldest queer film, and while it may not be the #1 best in my opinion in terms of execution, I still think it is my favorite so far. His stories do an amazing job at speaking to the nihilistic souls of the outcasts and misfits of American youth, and they provide what feels like an emotional blueprint for how to process and cope with the absurdity of this world that we live in. The Living End focuses specifically on HIV and AIDS, as well as the general attitude of the American public towards the gay community in the early 90s, and vice versa. I was saying towards the end of last year how I regretted not choosing as many films that focused on HIV and AIDS throughout the year, and this was an amazing first pick to help fix that. This film, along with Stephen Winter's Chocolate Babies, which is even slightly better in my opinion, are by far now my favorite two films on this topic. The Living End contains all the great hallmarks that we see in other early Araki movies. The budget must have been incredibly small, but that didn't stop him from creating some incredible shots and evoking some really powerful emotions. I ultimately had a couple of minor nits with it, but like Mysterious Skin and Totally Up, this movie is nearly perfect, and I ended up giving it 4.5 stars on Letterboxd. And if I'd seen it at 13 years old on Comcast Video On Demand, it definitely would have made me feel seen. 4 out of 10 tissues.